Chibongbong. Good morning, to you, Islander boy, Mr. Scaliano. How are you going this morning?
Chibongbong, good morning, morning through. It's a beautiful morning, a beautiful Wednesday. It's windy today, and the weather says that it's gonna rain. But Melbourne is Melbourne. It's always funny. If you're in Melbourne, you prepare yourself. You always bring a jacket with you or umbrella. All right, guys. So my name is Clarence. I'm from Papua New Guinea. I'm originally from Bougainville, a small island in Buka. So now you guys know me, yeah? Thank you.
Thank you, Islander boy. And this is our very first time to come live like this straight onto YouTube. And bear with us if you are listening to us or will be watching this replay as well. We want to share our gratitude with you and we want to say thank you for following us, being inspired by us, and also keep, sharing our story. So, for those that are new here and you're watching us live for the first time, welcome. Welcome to our live. My name is Alberta. I am one of the coaches. I am also originally from Papua New Guinea, Bougainville, and I'm currently here in Melbourne, Australia, running this amazing business full time. I love the freedom that Islander boy and I have. So I'm the Islander girl. I brand myself as Islander girl, and this is Islander boy. We are working together, running this business full time from the comfort of our home. So anyway, with that, just wanted to come and share a story about working so hard in our 30s. We were just reflecting back on um, how long we have been working, and now that we're in our 40s, going mid 40s, late 40s, we we're reflecting back since we started this, and we realized that we worked so hard in our 30s. Yeah. So we thought working hard in our 30s um, was the only way forward to, we believed that that was the only way out to achieving what we wanted to achieve. So we will share with you some insights on what we thought working hard in our 30s was. So, Linda Boy, would you like to share, your story, what you taught in your 30s, and, what you were thinking in those days when you were also working those hours, giving it to, you know, the job that you were doing.
Thank you so much, Islander girl. Um, in my 30s, we've been working hard. Firstly, you know, back on those days, we were like, our parents were telling us, what we're going to study and all this. And they're going to send us to, study the course that they wanted us to do. Um, you know, in my experience that when I came to Australia, I saw that you like the parents were telling us that, but you need to go with your what you love and what you do. and what we wanted to study. So back on those days, I was, in school, and then went to Port Moresby and studying hard. But I wanted a course, that a trade that I love, so that's what I did, and I became a electrician, and working, doing my job trainings and all this, doing apprenticeship, and we were just working, enjoying the work that we loved. But there was something that we missed, So we were busy working, and finally I met Islander Girl. So we were there, and in our 30s, we were just busy working, work. Um, you know, Even though we saved money, but it wasn't the thing that was in us. We were just busy working, and from there, um, Islander Girl came to Australia, and then I came and joined her with that time the only two boys, my elder one and the middle one, and now we have the third one is a miracle baby, Islander baby. Yeah, so little Stan. So we came to Australia, and but if you come to Australia, the other thing is in back in our country, our qualifications are not recognized. It is recognized, but you just need to do some, short courses just to, for you to qualify to work in Australia. Um, it's just some, it's just a requirement. Um, so that's what I did, and all this I studied again, and while I was studying, and then from there, bang, we were working. Um, Same as PNG, we were working. And back in PNG, we have like when you work, and then they gave you like they promote you, yeah, and then you have all the benefits, all these benefits. These are the benefits that like you're thinking you come to Australia and you're gonna get the same, the same treatment, but nah, it's totally different. So our benefits back in PNG, everything is included. We didn't even worry about those things, and we were just busy working. And then we came to Australia, the same thing, study, and then we work. And when you start working, and then you're thinking that you're gonna be, paying like getting benefits and all this. No, in Australia it's totally different. So when you get your paycheck, that's the paycheck that pays everything. And you wanted to save something, save money for holidays and all these things. But that didn't happen because in Australia, life in Australia, it's not that easy. Um, I remember back that that year that we came, it was a bit cheaper, but now 2026, boom, everything is just skyrocket. And cost of living is just went up. And not just me. I know it's just a lot of you out there facing the same thing. Um, so you know, in my 30s, I've been busy working. I've loved my job. I didn't have time, um, a family quality time or time freedom. The thing that was missing, the flexibility in my family. Because the job that I used to do in PNG, I came here, the same thing I was doing. I was doing the same job, because I used to work in the mine back in PNG. I came here, did the same thing, on the job site, flying jobs, responding to service calls and all this. And I didn't have time. Those days, there's no time in 30s. You just wanted to work. But
Wow.
this 30s, we were just, I don't know, we were just spending our 30s working. But where is that flexibility? Where is that time? Where is the family quality time? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. You know, the other thing that, in this journey, my beautiful wife, when we had this miracle baby, and she was doing a research, to help out in the house, and she found a business. And I tell you, we used to call like the names, as a trading and engineer and all these names. It's just a name. I will just, in my experience, if you call you engineer, or they call you a whatever name they put it on you, and they promote you. Those name is just a name, but your paycheck to paycheck, it's just paying bills. So where all your savings goes, you don't save anything.
Yeah.
It just comes and goes. So that's the experience that I, went through 30s. I was just busy loving work, and there was no time. And then, Islander Girl found this business as well, but I was busy working. And I'm so grateful and thankful that we found this business. She found it, and then I came into this business, and now you can see we're really loving the business and we're enjoying it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan the boy. I just saw a notification coming from our community that one of our new business coach all the way from Nepal is asking about the office, the branch that takes care of our businesses. So that's one of the great things about the opportunity that we're part of. It's just not in Australia only where we're at. It's worldwide. So we learn a lot of things from inside our community. So that's one of the greatest things. And we're grateful that it gave us the freedom of choice now to work for ourselves. So why are we sharing how we work so hard in our 30s? So our life here began in our 30s in Australia. When we were in Papua New Guinea, we met when we were in our 20s. We met each other through work as well when we were in our 20s, even though we are from the same island. We had no idea, you know, I had no idea. Uh, I've never seen Mr. Scaliano before, anything like that, but we met through work. And I believe that's how the universe led us there to connect with each other. And then at that time, Islander Boy was just earning $50, yeah, because she was doing an apprenticeship. And for me, I was learning the job as well. I didn't really look at the paycheck. And then, what we learned, because we are in Papua New Guinea, our minds are not open because we're not learning from other outside world. And we thought that the only time we look forward to is annual leave, where you're looking at your contract and say, hey, maybe go leave, let's like time Christmas, 2 weeks. That's the only 2 weeks that you have in your career, your job. So that was the life, was all about work. Home, go to work, back home. And it repeated itself. I came here, I wasn't, I wasn't satisfied with what I achieved. So I wanted to study more and learn more from the outside. So I came to study here in Australia. But while studying here, we started learning a lot about, people here, the culture, the work life, career as well. And we realized that in here, because the living standard is high now, we have to go to odd jobs, not odd jobs meaning all the jobs pay well, which we're grateful for, but the jobs, some of our jobs that we did are not in line with what we wanted or what we really wanted to do. And then we realized that okay, we still have expenses that are coming. Well, let's go and get a second job. And without thinking, without like analyzing what we were doing, we're just going with what, when we go to work, people say they have second jobs, third jobs. And we thought that was the way forward, just to get, more hours, to simply work more hours and take more seats and keep pushing for that life we wanted. But that's not the way it is. That's not the way it is until I took that break from, that job. And I was on maternity leave. And I believe it's God's grace that I decided not to put Stan in childcare, because which means that I had to get, third and fourth job as well just to cater for childcare. So we're grateful. Australia gave us an opportunity, but the cost of living came with responsibilities as well. There are bills, rent to pay. Rent is the most important thing here in Australia. You need to pay, or if you're on a mortgage, you need to keep up with your mortgage. Groceries, children have little things. They have sports. You need to cater for them to go to sports. They have excursions. They have little, every week or month they have a program that you need to pay for. You need transport. They need transport for us to pick them up, drop them off. We have to be there. Everyday expenses, like we kept thinking, we're doing all this and we're taking more hours, but we're not, we're earning more, but it wasn't enough because it, it kept going to, the demand of what we were experiencing. We thought we had to keep earning by going and doing all those jobs. Two incomes didn't necessarily mean freedom. Even when I took time off to take care of Stan on maternity leave, I have realized that you can have two hard working people in the household and still feel like your most of your income is already allocated before payday arrives. So, like now you're working, you already know how much, if you're working on a paycheck, you already know how much you're gonna pay for those expenses. And there's nothing left after you pay. You know that your pay will just come and go like that. And that's what we did. Uh, that's how we worked, so hard. And we thought, you know, this is what we are doing. We were exchanging a lot of our time for money. Extra shifts would mean extra income, but they also meant sacrificing our weekends, sacrificing family moments, rest, time together, quality time together, travel. Now, all those things that we now have come to learn and wanted to do for ourselves. So, this is something that we're sharing with you all because you may be in our shoes as well. And you may be doing those things without even realizing that you are just repeating the same thing. And before you know it, you'll be retiring. And what has changed? What have you really achieved through those years that you worked so hard? Having children as well changed our definition of success here. Because in PNG, what we learned is when we had our boys, we had support coming from families, and, babysitter was also cheaper. We could still focus on our careers. But when we came to Australia, children, the focus was on children. And it was like success stopped us from building our careers, but now focusing on our children, having a job, paying those bills, and we wanted to, give that life to our children, but we were also missing present in their growing up. And that's why we're sharing this, because you may be in our shoes as well at that life in our 30s. Now that we've built this business in our 40s, we're going towards our 50s, and life has been amazing, just having this quality time, creating these memories. And before you know it, you will be 60 if you're not really reflecting and sitting down and thinking about back, where did the first 20 years of your life go? Where did your 30s go? Now, where is, if you're in our 40s, our age group, where is that 40s going? Hard work wasn't the problem. We needed to be more intentional, where we put that hard work building our own as well and putting this effort. So that is why we decided last year, 2025, to now, let go of those jobs. And we left work intentionally because we wanted to put the hours on our own. We've realized that now we need that time to build our own in our 40s as we go towards our 50s. Now, we want this story to encourage other couples, or if you're just starting, we want this story to encourage you to not, to really reflect on your life and also think about what do you really want. Is that what you want? More, running for more hours, you know, getting more jobs, even when you're tired. You need to continue going and doing the same thing over and over. Now, don't wait until you're completely exhausted, because I see a lot of people are exhausted. They are feeling burnt out. They are tired, but they keep, you know, just going with the flow, even though they're tired, even though they need rest. Their mind thinks that they need to keep chasing those hours to earn more. Ask yourself, what am I building today that could give me, the family, more choices for tomorrow? We don't want to regret working hard in our 30s, and we don't. We're grateful we worked hard in our 30s and it taught us resilience. But we also realized that we didn't just want to work hard for a living. We wanted to build a life where we had more time, more choices, and more freedom with our family. And also, that hard work is tangible, where now we can have a dream home. Now we can have something that can see, that we can see, okay, that's where our fruit of labor has gone. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Islander Boy, do you have anything to add before we say goodbye? We're already 20 minutes on this
Yes,
live.
thank you so much, Islander girl. You know, you heard what she was saying. I know a lot of you out there, they're exhausted. We've been there. We know the pain. Um, I'll just say, back in our country or which province you're coming from or which state you're coming from, you're just sitting back and relaxing because everything is just like there. No need to complain about
I'm
it. So
I'm
yeah,
smiling because I just got a message from one of my ex-colleague. She's messaging me. Yay! She's a registered nurse. I believe she's looking for an opportunity. So I
yeah,
can't wait
yeah.
to share with her. She's
Wow,
asking to
that's
call me. Oh
wonderful.
my gosh, then we need to end the live
All right,
so
guys,
I
guys,
can
thank you
talk to
so
her.
much.
But thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much,
Islander
guys.
Boys.
We
For
will
those
come
that are
again. We
watching
will come
this,
again.
Islander Boys, just let those people know, those that are watching, if they need information, what can.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you wanna, get information, want to know more what we normally do for the digital business that we do, you just register with your name and email through our website, and everything is there. The information is there. It's just check it out. You'll be inspired and motivated. Thank you so much, guys. See you all. Bye.
And the live. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you guys on the next live session.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, now how do we end this? To work it out.